Hindalco did pretty well for itself in Q1. The India business managed to beat expectations and the ET now poll. We had the revenue coming in at 13,349 crore rupees. We were expecting the revenue at 12,950 crores. The profit after tax as well managed to beat expectation by a good 100 crores at 1,037 crores is where it came in. And the margin picture as well was extremely good. In fact, the EBITDA margin was at 18.8%. The key driver for these numbers was the India Aluminum business, which clocked in a record high EBITDA of 2,352 crore rupees and a margin at the 13-year high of 37.5%, primarily due to favorable macros, improved product mix, better operational efficiencies as well. In fact, Q1 was even better than the previous quarter despite the COVID-related curbs. The production, of course, was largely flattish, as was sales. The VAP, or the value-added products, were at 82,000 ton, contributing now 20% of sales. So this bodes well from a product mix point of view and consequently from a margin picture as well. Copper business as well saw successful ramp up of smelter 3 post the shutdown that we saw in Q1 FY22. The cathode production there was 63,000 tons. The EBITDA was obviously much better than the base quarter, which was extremely low. So the EBITDA was at 261 crores, but it dipped a little bit compared to the previous quarter, which came in at 322 crore rupees. The revenue was at 7,094 crore rupees, largely due to higher global copper prices. On a consolidated basis, Novelis did extremely well. Record high in terms of financial parameters. Its shipments as well surged quite significantly. If we look at the automotive shipments, it almost doubled compared to what they did in the corresponding quarter, despite the fact that they did have the semiconductor shortage issue, which acted as a bit of a headwind. But nevertheless, the Novelis performance managed to beat all of that. EBITDA as well, again, record high. That's been continuing when it comes to Novelis. Even the beverage packaging and specialty product shipments grew. I think the other big parameter for Hindalco subsidiaries is also how well it does on Aleris. The integration of Aleris. The company has said that the $100 million run rate combination cost synergies have already been achieved during in Q1 FY22, which is a great positive. The other big trigger is also the massive China expansion project, which according to them will begin this year, and they are estimating synergies of $100 million once that China project is essentially commissioned and kickstart. So that's going to be an interesting monitorable along with all of its other capital expansion projects. Debt, meantime, now the net, they've been continuously decreasing their debt. EBITDA as well has been increasing, because of which the ratio has been constantly improving from the high that we saw about a year ago. So net debt increased a little bit during Q1 at 51,318 crores, but that's really not too much of a concern because remember, Hindalco is in expansionary phase as well. The net debt to EBITDA ratio meantime continued to decline. Now it's at 2.36 times.